Hey everybody, this is the JuiceBox, and this is our first video review. Today we're going to be reviewing
Doctor Strange.
Ooh.
Hottest new Marvel movie that's out right now. I just got the chance to finally see it yesterday.
I just saw it last week on opening night, I think.
Okay, so it's still roughly fresh in both of our minds.
Absolutely.
Adam, first impressions.
Fantastic movie. Right off the bat is one of my favorite Marvel movies. Top three, easily contends with Civil War, as well as Guardians of the Galaxy. What about you?
Those are your other top two?
Yes.
Yeah. I thought it was spectacular. I thought it was really different from a lot of the other Marvel movies.
Absolutely.
In terms of special effects. But B, just kind of like all the other ones are mostly like science based, whereas this one is magic based, which I thought was really cool how they introduced like magic into the universe.
Yeah, that was a big thing that people were a little worried about, because Doctor Strange has always been like about magic and stuff. People were like, how are they going to turn this into a science type thing, or are they going to turn it into a science thing? So this is totally new in that direction, and they did it really well. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so. How much did you know of the story before seeing it?
I didn't know a whole lot. What I know of Doctor Strange is that he was in the video game Ultimate Alliance, and he was my favorite character.
All right.
I had no knowledge of him other than he had like a magical cape and he could like bend reality.
Right.
That's essentially it. I had no idea he was an arrogant prick. I was shocked when I saw it. I was like, wow.
He is an arrogant fucking prick.
And it's played perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange was spectacular. I loved hearing his American accent.
It was good.
I thought that was really good. He did a great job of that. And all the actors in it. Tilda Swinton.
Holy shit, she is good.
Really
Tilda
good.
Swinton.
Although there was that whole controversy about whitewashing.
Yeah, I did hear that because the Grandmaster is supposed to be an old Asian man or something.
I don't necessarily know if it was an old Asian man. Like, it might have been an Asian woman.
Okay.
But it's just the fact that they had a white actress playing an Asian character. A lot of people weren't too keen on that, which is like completely understandable.
That's fair, but she did a really good job.
She did a great job.
Like that, the scene where, just so you guys know, there's going to be spoilers here, so if you didn't read that in the title, leave the video right now.
Yep, we're going to be talking about stuff that actually happens. So.
Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so the scene where she's dying, Doctor Strange and her in their astral forms, is that what they were called?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and then she goes off to watch the sky, the stars or whatever, and she says this is the furthest that she ever saw into her life.
Right.
And that, it was a kind of like a monologue, a little bit of dialogue between them both, but that was such a good scene, and she was it was emotional as fuck.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, I loved Rachel McAdams.
Oh my god, yeah. She's beautiful.
Well, A, she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But B, she I didn't know she was in this movie. And
I didn't really know either.
I was surprised to see her show up.
She wasn't heavily featured in the trailers. I know she was in maybe one scene of them, but it's not enough to that's Rachel McAdams.
Oh yeah, I never saw any of the trailers.
Oh, that's right. You went in blind, right?
Yeah, I'm against watching trailers now because I just think they give away way too much of the story.
A smart move.
But yeah, something that immediately caught me right off the bat was the new
Marvel intro.
The new Marvel intro.
That's so weird.
Because normally it's the comic books flipping over each other, but this one they actually had
it was the MCU.
It was the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and
it was okay, but
the thing that was awesome though is that in the previews they showed a preview for the new Logan movie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it still had the comic book flipping.
Like the intro,
right? Yeah. So I thought that was really cool because it's kind of their subtle way of differentiating between things that are in the cinematic universe
and things that aren't.
That aren't.
Right, because X-Men isn't, because X-Men is a bit of a mess.
Yeah, even though it's Marvel.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a really clever, smart move, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
You
know what I really liked about this movie was, like, again, on Rachel McAdams, it was not focused on the love story whatsoever.
Oh, not at all.
There was the tiniest bit of it, and even then we're not even sure what their deal is.
Yeah.
But it was great.
Yeah.
And they were pretty funny together most of the time, too. Like, it was just top banter all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think that... I don't even know what I was gonna say. Yeah. So, what did you... You already answered that. Top 3. This is
Yeah,
top
top 3
movies.
What are your top 3? Does this make the top 3?
I mean, it was really good, but is it in the top 3? I don't know.
What's your favorite of the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I don't know. I mean, I love Guardians of the Galaxy as well.
Yeah.
Avengers, the first Avengers movie, is spectacular.
Yeah.
I really like Captain America. You know, I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to tell because there's so many, and they all are so good on their own merit.
Yeah.
Like this one, I loved the special effects.
It was beautiful.
I loved the acting. I loved... one thing I thought was really weird, though, is in terms of the story. So he goes... at the end, he flies into the... what did they call it? The Dark World?
He flies into the Dark World?
The Dark Universe?
The mirror thing?
No, remember? And he's, like, talking to that, like... I don't even remember the name of the...
Oh, the villain, like the
yeah, the galaxy.
I can't remember his name. Yeah, he's repeating that thing over and over again.
I thought it was so weird because that world is supposed to be timeless.
Yeah.
Like that was the whole point of it, and then he goes in and he
time.
just like sets a like respawn point essentially.
Yeah.
And just keeps resetting time every time he dies.
And how does he do that when he's dead?
Yeah, I mean, I think he just, like, sets it to, like, activate once he dies or something, whatever, right? But it's just the fact that, like, he keeps repeating time in a timeless place. Like, it just didn't really make any sense.
A bit of it was confusing, but I did like that scene. I really liked that villain, and I can't wait to see more of him if we do, because I think he's, like, Doctor Strange's main villain. The guy in this...
Mads Mikkelsen's character?
Yeah, I was not a fan.
No, he was kind of...
Like, I don't think he was supposed to be a big part of the movie, but he was very forgetful.
Yeah, he was
enough to have cause. Like...
He didn't seem like the villain, he just seemed like a henchman.
Yeah.
Like, the villain's right-hand man.
Right.
But he didn't seem like an actual villain himself, like, even though he was a bad guy. Villain in the term of, like... the main like enemy, you know,
in the movie.
Yeah.
And like for a lot of the Marvel movies, I think all the villains are like that. Not all of them, but most of them. And I feel like that's just because
they seem like a side character.
Yeah, they seem like a side character, opposed to something really threatening. But I feel like that's just because it's all leading up to like Thanos and.
Yeah, and in the
what's
Infinity
to come
War.
in Infinity War.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Thanos and Infinity War, we were finally introduced to the last Infinity Stone.
Is it the last one?
Is it?
I can't remember.
I thought it was. Well, we've got the Tesseract. We've got the purple one from Guardians.
Yeah.
The red one from Thor.
Okay.
The yellow one in Vision's head.
Yeah.
The green one in the Eye of Agamemnon.
Yeah.
Agamemnon? No.
Agamemnon?
Agamotto.
Agamotton's
like the Greek ruler.
Don't ask us.
Oh, maybe we only have...
Yeah, I don't know if it is the last one.
Maybe we only have 5.
There's a few left.
There's one more that still has yet to be revealed.
Yeah, that was exciting. I wasn't expecting that.
You didn't know the eye was...
No, has it always been one of them?
Yeah.
Okay, I had no idea.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, whoa, that's so cool when they did that.
Right.
Also, I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy who saves him from all those, like when he's going to the temple.
The black guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the character's
Is
name.
it like Mo or something? I don't know. Anyway, it was awfully predictable that he was going to end up being like an enemy, as we see in the last scene after the credits.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely couldn't tell right off the bat, but it got to the point. It wasn't until the point where like he knew that the Tilda Swinton's character was like using powers in a bad way that like he wasn't expecting.
Taking lives, right?
She wasn't taking lives. She was just drawing power from the dark world.
Yeah, was she not drawing the power from like dead people in the dark world? I don't know.
No.
Maybe I misunderstood. I don't.
Unless I misunderstood. But yeah, it wasn't until that point. But I thought that was really cool because it's like we actually saw someone. I think this is the first time we actually saw somebody good turn evil. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I guess like we find out that they're not all good. Like it's not like they're evil.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
They've owned up to their mistake, right?
But he wants to get rid of all. He's like too many sorcerers.
Yeah.
When he said that, all I could think of was too many cooks. That's the first thing that came to mind. Too many sorcerers.
That's funny.
But yeah, so back to the movie.
Visually beautiful, like so crazy.
Yeah, visually stunning.
Did you
great
catch it in
storyline. No, we didn't get to see it in IMAX. We didn't even see it in 3D. We just saw it regular.
Okay, I saw it Ultra AVX 3D.
Right. I'm sure was a much different experience.
Yeah, it was alright. It was pretty good. I don't know. I feel like you just don't need IMAX to understand the visuals of this movie.
Right.
It's so out of this world already. Like, how is it going to look any better? I don't know. Because it relies heavily on like CGI and visual effects. You know, I don't know how IMAX could make it any better other than drawing out some more colors. It's
IMAX is just the bigger screen.
Right. That's all it is, right? Bigger screen, bigger sound.
Which is like, is cool. But to be honest, if there's any movie that like deserves it, this is one of the movies that like would do it justice. Because then it's like so much bigger, and it's like more surrounding you.
Right.
You know, as opposed to seeing it in like it was still really good in regular.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can imagine. I loved that. This has nothing to do with the movie, but I love that Benedict Wong's character was named Wong.
Who's Benedict Wong? Who is that?
He's the actor that played Wong.
Wong.
The librarian.
Yeah, the librarian.
Yeah, I just...
No, he was funny.
He was hysterical, but it brings me like this weird special joy when people play characters that have their name.
Their name. Like Creed Bratton in The Office.
That's his real name?
Yeah, he plays himself.
Wow, I didn't know that. Cool. Yeah, so visually stunning, great storyline. I think they did a good job of tying it into with the Avengers, with the cinematic universe, because at the end he has Thor at his house.
I love that scene.
Because he ends up being the defender of the New York
Sanctum. Sanctum, that's the word, yeah.
He ends up becoming the defender of it, and so he needs, because like the shield around the world is now down.
Yeah.
He needs to like proactively
get rid of
defend the world, right?
Yeah, he needs all the beings from out of Earth to fuck off back home.
Yeah.
Which means Thor and Loki.
Yeah, so at the end he's talking to Thor about his brother Loki and how like he needs his help in order to protect the world from him.
Yeah. And that's kind of leading into Ragnarok, which is the next movie?
It's just the next Thor
movie. Next Thor movie, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is next.
Yes.
Which, there was a trailer for that, and it looks great.
Yeah, that looks great as well.
Can't wait.
So, what do you rate this movie, Adam?
Out of 10, I'm going to give this movie a solid 8.5.
8.5?
Yes.
I'm very close to you. I'm going to give it an 8.
An 8? Okay.
Yeah. Still a good score. I didn't like it quite as much as you, I can tell, but I still loved it. It was spectacular. Great storyline. Really engaging characters.
Very engaging through and through.
Benedict Cumberbatch had a spectacular performance.
Man, he's fucking great.
And yeah, you really can't go wrong.
Yeah, the only few issues I had with this movie was some of the dialogue wasn't fantastic. Mostly just the moments where they tried to be funny. There wasn't as many as there is in other Marvel movies, but a lot of the jokes that were there felt forced. Tiny bits confused me, but for the most part it was relatively easy to follow. And I guess his power is to like bend realities and stuff, but it felt like a lot of the movie was just, they're just like, hey, we gotta throw in this visual effect or this scene for that reason.
Yeah,
but it does make sense. Great movie, great acting. Benedict Cumberbatch, he's a sexy motherfucker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go see it.
Yeah, highly recommend it. Go see it, especially obviously if you're involved in the cinematic universe. But if you're not, it would be a great way to get into it. Yeah. Even though it's not one of the first ones, it's a really great movie. Excuse me, it'll get you excited.
Yeah. It's really getting me pumped for the rest, like what's more to come. Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity War, sequel to Doctor Strange if possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I give it an 8.
8.5.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Go see it.
More reviews to come next week. Fantastic Beasts.
And where to find them.
Yeah. We'll see you then.
See you then.
One more kiss, dear. One more sigh. Only this, dear, is goodbye. For our love is such pain and such pleasure.